Hi, I'm Bill Smolsky with the MacIver Institute, and this is your MacIver News Bulletin. The Fight for 15 is a national movement dedicated to raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour and increasing membership in labor unions. Activists are not deterred by warnings that this would increase consumer prices and decrease opportunities for entry-level workers. And the collateral damage does not end there. This might not be exciting work. It might not be glamorous work. But to Christopher Wilson, it is the most important job in the world. It makes him a proud, contributing member of society.
My son Christopher has Down syndrome. Like many Down syndrome individuals, he's very loving, happy-go-lucky, loves life, and he loves working.
Anybody who's toured these work centers knows the value of work to these folks. The idea that they're able to go to work every day just like their siblings, just like their friends, just like their parents means so much to them.
Not many people would like Christopher's job.
My son is kind of obsessive compulsive, so he loves nothing better than to kind of sit and do a repetitive task, so this job is perfect for him.
Unfortunately for these workers, there are a lot of people out there who would take this away, supposedly for their own good. You see, these jobs pay by the piece, which is often less than minimum wage. It's the only way companies can afford to offer these programs.
Most of the individuals here would not be able to work in a regular job. They just would not be competitive, so this provision of wage allows them to be able to work.
In July, Congress passed a bill that would set the national minimum wage at $15 an hour. No exceptions.
They're not going to have jobs at all. And I want to point out, this is not an oversight on the part of the Democrats who are pushing it. The Democrats really believe that if anybody's making under $15 an hour, they are being taken advantage of.
But little thought, apparently, is given to what this would all mean for workers like Christopher.
I truly believe that his only option would be to go to adult daycare, which he doesn't like and he doesn't want. He wants to earn that paycheck.
A lot of people are going to lose their jobs at $15 an hour, but almost all of what used to be called people with different abilities are going to lose their jobs if this bill becomes law.
Fortunately for now, Christopher's job is secure. That bill will not get past the current Senate or President, but Christopher's family knows that could always change. Last month, the Trump administration announced groups that receive federal Title X family planning grants cannot recommend or provide abortions. Planned Parenthood was getting over $60 million a year from that program, and it immediately announced it was pulling out. However, it still gets hundreds of millions of dollars from other federal grant programs. But Congressman Glenn Grothman says President Trump's move is a step in the right direction.
A lot of what Planned Parenthood gets is not funding directly for abortions, but other funding. But Planned Parenthood is a problem because of the way they affect our culture. They weigh in on our human growth and development, the sex education programs for young people. Obviously, their philosophy is such that I think they want to push programs for younger people than we should have and create the idea that sex among young people is the norm. Inadvertently create that idea or advertently create that idea. Either way, the degree to which they have less funding to push their view of the world, the better. I think they have been a large enough player in our society that people should all be aware of Margaret Sanger's philosophy, their original founder, and it's a philosophy that they promulgate. So I think it is a very good thing they're not taking the funds, and I congratulate President Trump on this. You know, President Trump, I think, really has done more for the pro-life movement than any president, at least since Reagan and maybe before that.
The MacIver News Service specializes in covering topics that affect individual freedom and the market-driven economy in Wisconsin and beyond. Be sure to visit MacIverInstitute.com for regular reports and check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. For the MacIver Institute, I'm Bill Smolsky, and this has been your MacIver News Bulletin.